And in my salons and when I do training, I encourage people when they do the consultation to say, I'm not going to fill out this form that requires your personal details. We're going to spend 10, 15 minutes talking about what's brought you here. And then we're going to discuss how I can help you. And then at the end of that conversation, if you think you like what I'm saying, then we can talk about you becoming my client and then filling in this record card with your personal details. How does that sound? And they love it. Because we are so used to recording this information that we forget it's actually quite personal. If somebody stopped you in the street and asked you all the stuff we ask somebody, you'd think, what the hell do they want to know that for? I'm not telling them that. So people are quite reticent about sharing this information. So show that you have empathy with their concerns and look at getting just consultation cards rather than record cards. Now, where can you get consultation cards from? Me. Okay. I'm just getting over a chest infection, so I apologise for a little tickly cough. Listening is a key skill on the route to sales or on the route to your customers buying. How many of you can remember when you were younger and perhaps you were living at home and you'd have rows with your parents and you'd shout the immortal words, "You never listen to me"? Or perhaps you did that with your partner this morning. And you say, "I've told you for the last 3 weeks that this Sunday I'll be going to Excel. Now, do you never listen to me?" So being listened to, yes, I got that, yes. And he's putting the innocent face on. It's only because there's an audience. Okay, we don't realise how important the act of listening is until we're not listened to. Because when we're not listened to, if you weren't listening to me, what you would be saying to me is, "Jill, what you have got to say is totally unimportant to me. You are unimportant to me. Therefore, I'm not interested." And that's hurtful. So if you were thinking of talking to the person next to you, then you mustn't. But when we are listened to, we feel valued and we feel important. You can't listen if you're too busy talking about your night out last night, the fact that you booked your holidays, the fact that you love their shoes, the fact that you're asking about their kids at school. So, you ask your chosen questions, and you should know what you're going to ask, i.e. a consultation card. Because if you're trying to remember the next question, then you're not listening to answers. Okay, so the act of listening is very important. It's important to you in your social and your private life, but everything that makes you feel good when you are listened to and bad when you're not listened to applies also to potential clients. Because that's what they are when they come for a consultation. They're not clients then. They are potential clients that you are persuading that your knowledge and your skills are the ones that they should be signing up to and not going to your competitors. Generally speaking, we say in the consultation you should speak for 20% of the time, allowing your potential client to speak for 80% of the time. I will allow 30-70. But really, if you can, stick to that. Because you cannot listen to what it is that I'm trying to tell you I want if you are talking. You know how annoyed you get when somebody finishes your sentence? Takes the words out of your mouth. Again, in psychological terms, what they're saying is you're boring, you're uninteresting, I can't wait to finish this. I can't wait for you to finish, therefore I'm going to finish it for you. So there's a lot of psychology that I know you're aware of. It's a shame, actually, we're not taught that in our training, because I think certain elements would be extremely useful, particularly in consultations. So you record the answers, you record the information, sorry, onto the consultation card, and you then ask the question, are you happy with our discussions? Would you like to start your treatment now? Would you like to become a client now? And then you do the whole record card thing with medications and doctors and kids and periods and all the rest of it. Okay. Now, when I say to people, And I have to say at this point, what you are experiencing in this 45 minutes is the quickest whistle-stop tour of a course that you will ever come across. And I know some of the information you will find, or hopefully you will find really useful. But trust me, there's lots more. Okay, so when I say to people, what are you selling? And I have my flip chart, and I normally get loads of answers, and people say, oh, it's this and there's that. And basically they go through their whole treatment menu. But in actual fact, what you are selling, or what your customer is buying, is really very simple. What you are selling is answers to problems and solutions to a need. Now, some research, it was a few years ago now, said that 85% of clients that walk through your door come because they have an obvious need. So they've got hairy legs, they don't want hairy legs. They've got a cellulitic backside, they don't want a cellulitic backside. They've got hairs on their chin and just want an eyebrow shape. Oh no, I've gone back in time. Okay? And 15% of people come for good feelings. So I would actually dispute that, because the 15% that come for good feelings, you know that client that comes in and says, oh, don't talk to me. I just want to lay on that couch for an hour. Oh. Now to me, he or she is stressed, wants to relax, wants to chill out. So you've got your smelly candles going, you've got your mating whale music going, and you're doing whatever treatments you're doing. Now that client should be buying the smelly candles, should be buying the CD of the mating whale music. So when she's at home, she can replicate the sound and the smell when she's in her bathroom, lying in the bath. And particularly the sense of smell is a very evocative smell. So I'm sure it's happened to all of you. You smell something, just a little waft of something, and bang, you've gone right back to your childhood. So you can actually replicate for a client those feelings of relaxation. So I would actually say every single person that comes to you comes because they need a solution to a need. So solutions to needs and wants. And what you sell are benefits, not features. And sometimes when you go on product house training, they do labour the features, because what they're doing is underlining to you that you've made the right choice in your purchase of their skincare brand or whatever it is. But as far as the client is concerned, as far as I am concerned, I'm buying into the feature of something. So, in other words, I am buying what something does for me, not what something is. Now, just as an example, what this is an extruded plastic container with water in it. That's the feature of what I'm holding in my hand. But what's the benefit? What's the benefit to me? The benefit to me is I've got a tickly throat, and it's soothing and cooling. That's quite obvious. But this is also, which you wouldn't know, a psychological crutch. Because many, many years ago at Olympia, I had a coughing fit and my throat went into spasm. I had no water and I choked on a stage in front of 300 people. I looked like Alice Cooper after a bad gig. Makeup all over the place. Nobody in the audience knew what to do. I now cannot deliver anything unless I have a glass of water. And you thought I got a glass of water just to quench my thirst. So when people buy a moisturizer, are they buying a moisturizer? Are they buying youthfulness? Are they buying self-confidence? You don't know, because you don't know what it is that your client wants from you. So people buy what things do for them, not what things are. And I normally tell a silly story about a product, skincare product that's got special ingredients, and you know it's got 2 drops of oil from an ancient orchid grown on the south-facing slopes of the Patagonian mountain range and pressed between the thighs of virgins. I don't care. Will it make me look 35?